So welcome to Boner'z Garage, and today I'm going to show you how to do a simple oil change on my 2016 Kia Sorento. And I mean, oil changes are pretty basic for most cars. This is going to be the same process, changing the oil and the filter. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, so under the hood here, you're going to want to locate your oil cap, and that should tell you what kind of oil to buy. Mine's 5W20. If not, you can look in the owner's manual, and that should also tell you, and that will also give you the capacity, which what I like to do, and I'll show you here when I step back, I like to take a paint marker and mark my vehicles that this one holds 5 quarts of 5W20 with the filter, and the drain plug is a 17 millimeter. That just makes it easy for me. So I bought 5 quarts of 5W20 in the correct filter for this car, which if you go to Walmart or any parts store, and that they either have an electronic little deal and it'll ask you, year, make, model, engine size, etc., or you just look in the book. They're usually alphabetic, so you find K for Kia, and you go down, you find a Sorento, you find a 2016 model year, and then this is 2.4, and it'll tell you part number, blah blah blah. So what you'll need some kind of oil pan. Make sure that it has enough capacity for your car. This holds, I think, 7 quarts, so I only have to put 5 in it. I said the drain plug is a 17 millimeter. There's your 17 right there. And you don't need all of these, but I just wanted to show you guys that there's a variety of oil filter wrenches. These are the most preferred, but if you have multiple vehicles and they don't all have the same size filter, then you're going to need multiple of these. And there's another style where it doesn't have this handle. It's got a spot for a ratchet to go in right here. And there's also one like this that is a nylon strap that's wider, and it's got a square piece of steel that's designed to go on a ratchet. But this one and this one are pretty universal. See this one, you slip the jaws there, that'll go to a really big filter, and then you can put it down here and that'll go down to a small filter. These I pretty much use if I can't get a filter off, if it's really tight. They tend to kind of crush the filter and damage it. These pretty much just grip around the body of the filter pretty good. You just slip it around there, and then as it gets there, it tightens around the filter, and you have the leverage to break it loose. All of these should just be used for loosening a filter. Never install a filter with any kind of filter wrench, just by hand. And then this one, obviously, your filter goes in here, and you turn it towards this, pull the strap tight where it needs to be, and when it grips on here, that stops the strap from sliding anymore, and it'll grip the filter and break it loose. This one is a great option if you have multiple vehicles with different size filters. Like I said, these are probably the best overall, but you're going to need different sizes if you have multiple vehicles. And then this is basically like a last resort. And today I want to try a new thing that I kind of learned is, once you get the filter loose, stick this up there around the filter, and then it'll catch all the oil so it's not dripping down your arm and everything. And then you can unscrew it and then dump this right in your pan and get rid of the old filter. And another sort of useful tool is a magnet. In case you drop your drain plug in there, you can stick your magnet without getting your hands all oily and fish your drain plug out, because you ain't gonna find it once that's full of oil until you drain it. And you might drain it into whatever jug you dump your oil into. But I'll get you guys set up over here for now. Let's see. There you go. My drain plug, and I got it loosened with the wrench, so now it should just be hand tight, and I can go ahead and start to loosen it there. Make sure you have your drain plug or your pan ready. When you get your drain plug, you can see it's starting to drip there, and there you go. Draining, and I managed to hold on to the drain plug. So, and above us here, and I always like to use a paint marker and mark, you know, date, mileage, and the oil that I used, just as a reminder. But should not always, especially not with greasy hands like I got. All right, well, I guess we get to show you some of the wrench options today. So I don't know that this one fits, but I'll just show you how it works. Oh. All right. So yeah, it goes on like that, and then there's not really enough. Yeah, this one doesn't. I need the next size down, but essentially that's how that one works. So this one, same way. Get it on there. Whoop, back here. Tighter. this one's gonna be stubborn. So even then the strap's slipping, so lastly we break out these bad boys, and there she goes, just like that. Now try our cup idea. Look at that. That works pretty slick. Bring it down a little bit and let some of that drain in the cup. And we got it loose enough. Look at that. We can. There we go. Really starting to work there. Man, this cup idea, I don't know who thought of it, but wish I would have learned this years ago. But also, if you're not using a cup like this, it's no big deal. Just work fast. It's gonna drip all down your hand and through your fingers and probably all the way up to your elbow. But yeah, this little plastic cup seems to make life a lot easier, a lot cleaner. And now the filter's loose enough, I can just push up a little there and turn it. Look at that. So I know there's gonna be some oil. Once I get it all the way loose, it's gonna drip down. So right now I'm waiting until my pan over there is done draining. You can see it's still going. Oh, is she gonna focus? There we go. Yep. So, still draining back there. Nice little stream. There we go. The camera's picking it up as more of a drip, but it's pretty fast. It's drip still. So I like to let them wait a little bit. It really doesn't make a huge difference. And if you go to like a quick change place, they're gonna just go ahead and throw the drain plug in at that point. But now that this is drained quite a bit and it's just dripping there, I can pull this back close enough that it gets me close to the filter here. Just hold that over there and let it drain. Now, I haven't done it on this car, and I mean, 130,000 miles, and hasn't really given me a lot of issues, but something I did on my Duramax that I had, and that thing holds 2.5 gallons of oil. I would take a sample, and so you usually want to do that right when you pull the drain plug, and you get this little sample bottle, or you can use a cup like this, and you just catch a little bit of the oil, however much you need for your sample. I think typically this was about half of one of these cups. It was a pretty good sample, and I would just catch a little more than half, so that way I could dump it in the bottle, make sure it was full, and you send it off. I think it's like 30-35 bucks. I think I used Blackstone Labs, and they give a lot of good information to me on what the health of that Duramax I had was, and all that. So let's see, I'm gonna grab our new filter, and that'll be right back with you. Alright, I'm back. Did I miss anything? Yeah, of course not. I never. So, some people say use new oil, some people whatever. Some people say use old oil. And since this is a straight up and down filter, you can fill it up with oil, but this thing builds pressure rather quickly, and that, so let's see here. Reach my hand there. Yep. Alright. So you just wipe the filter surface clean, put a little dab of oil, whatever your preference, the old oil, the new oil, around the little rubber gasket on the filter, and you turn it till it's seated, and then just turn it till it's snug. Don't have to go crazy. And then you can see my writing on there. So I got the date, today's date, and the mileage off of it. We've slowed down to just a drip back here. You want to take and make sure you don't have any debris on your. Some of these are magnetic. On the end here, they'll have a little magnet, and if they are, you want to make sure you clean any metal off of that magnet. This one's not. And so you just get that to go right back in there. Okay. Turn it by hand most of the way. All right. Get my wrench here. And now when you're doing oil changes, both the filter and the drain plug just need to be snug. You don't have to crank on these things. I've seen way too many cars over the years where we've had, hell, I had a car one time. I worked in a shop. I think it was like a Ford Focus or something, but somebody had changed the oil on it and they cranked the filter so damn tight. We had to use like a 4-foot breaker bar to get it loose. And when we finally got the damn filter loose, it pulled the thread sleeve right out of the motor. And we had to order a new piece. We couldn't get it off the filter. We tried cutting the filter and everything. Ended up having to order a new piece, you know, and the customer went back to whatever shop had changed the oil for him before and told them about it and sent them the bill from us, and I guess they got paid back for it. But yeah, just nice and snug. Don't have to be the Hulk on these things. Grab a rag real quick and we'll wipe all this up, and then we'll fill it up and we're pretty much done. Sorry about that. I should have grabbed rags before I even got started, but you know, you ever forgot before? I forget all the time. It happens. All right. You know, for one, it just looks better that you take the time to wipe things off down here, and instead of just leaving all the oil drips and stuff around. But for two, once you get it full and you look back under the car, it's nice and easy because you wiped it clean to tell if something's leaking or spraying out here. And I might need to do a video here on the transmission. That'll probably end up being a little more specific to Kia because they don't give you no dipstick. But there's a way to do it, and I've done it once already with this car, and so I can document that process. But let's go back up top here. There's filters in, drain plugs in and tight. So here's where we're gonna put the oil. Get you guys looking at what's going on here. You don't have to have a funnel, but it helps. Or you can just make a mess like I do. Yeah, the wind's fighting me. Alright. I'll be back with a funnel. To the list of supplies you're probably going to want. Oh, that makes it too easy. I wanted to struggle. Oh, this damn course, it's a Walmart jug, so it's not cooperating. It's leaking all over. It's about the same experience as shopping at Walmart. I hate it, but they're everywhere, and they're cheap, so people know exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, and I like to just let them sit like that. Again, try to wipe up, especially with that. Freaking dripped on the belt over here. So that's probably gonna squeak, but it's fine. You know, just extra lubrication for parts over here. Probably add some washer fluid. It's always a good thing. Check, you know, coolant's pretty decent level there. Brake fluid, yeah, it's up there good. I checked the air filter already. You know, actually I'll show you guys real quick. Just pop these. So generally your air filter looks just like this. You want to look down in these pleats. See, that's pretty decently clean. I mean, you can tell there's a little gray there. It looks kind of dirty, but don't just be like, oh, it looks dirty. That's just a little dust, okay? If you got crud packed in there, bugs, bug guts, whatnot, weeds, dandelions, etc., then you might want to change this thing out. But if you're cheap, you take and you go bang this on the sidewalk like that, you know, pick it up, drop it a couple times like that, good and hard. You'll clean a lot of that shit out. You can throw it right back in. But, you know, if it's bad, they're $20. Go change it, you know. Well, depending on your car. Some of them are ridiculous, but I think the one for this one's only like $20. You know, and you can get the fancy K&Ns or whatever. I don't know, they've been known to cause MAF sensor problems and stuff from people oiling them wrong and things like that. I've never seen much of a huge fuel mileage or performance gain from cars that had them, and I just don't bother. It was always a good idea, if you're in here with a rag, just wipe the top of your battery off. This one's got an air inlet over top of it. This makes it kind of hard to get at, but wipe the top of your battery off. Alright. Fold this over to, well, it doesn't look clean, but trust me, this is the clean side of the rag. Clean the dipstick off. Don't even look at it on the first one. Stick it down in there and pull it. Is that gonna focus? Yep, and it looks like it's just over full. That'll be right spot on once we start it up and run it. Let's go around here. Pop our door open. And I don't know if this is the same for all Kias, but we'll do it for, okay. Shut those off. All right, it's done. Yep, service due, supposed to be done 7 miles ago. That's okay. Come on, I don't know if you guys are focusing here. Okay, so you wanna hit this until you get over there that says drive to display. Now we scroll down and that shows service due, and we hold the OK button And now it says service due in 5,000 miles. It's the OK button. Once you get to this screen, you hold this OK button down and it resets you. I think if you go in this other menu right here, service interval, yeah, you can change the mileage, but I'm gonna leave it set to 5. I like it at 5. But you can change it. Go back. All right, let's go back around. So yeah, if you're on a Kia and you get tire pressures, you got to use the little, however your thing goes. Mine's right here on the wheel. You scroll down, that changes to that, and you hit the OK button and you just hold it in a few seconds, and then it reset. It keeps whining because the hood and the door is open and whatever. But yeah, so now it's been reset. So now we can go ahead. There we go. I don't hear any loud noises or anything crazy. And I like to come around here and, you know, just take a peek around. And, hey, that belt didn't squeak. Everything. And you pop under here. And I don't see any oil coming down on the filter. And I don't see, there might be a little drip there from the drain plug, but it's not leaking. I think it's just a drip. Let's grab her. Just get in. Slip another one for me. No one does one more. Snug that up. If not, I think it was just a little bit tight in there. Yeah, there's that. Alright. There's no oil coming back on the drain plug. No lights came on while it was running. No, oil pressure, engine, no error messages. So we'll shut that off. And stick you guys right back here again. Up. Don't look at it, just pull it up, wipe it off. Stick it down in there, pull it up. This looks just a touch low. Yeah, is it focusing? It's just a little low right there, but that's not bad. What you don't want is it to be below this. Come on, baby, focus. There we go. Focus. All right. The L. You don't want it to be below the L. If it's a little below the F, like where it was right there, no big deal. You know, you can go buy a little extra oil. I'm willing to bet it's probably that little bit that I spilled before I grabbed the funnel. And of course, I made a mess of it. Good like that. up as best as we can. Yep, should have just started with funnel. That's my bad. I guess it gives me a reason to clean the engine cover. I don't recommend cleaning your engine cover with oil, but it does leave a sheen on it. Alright, that all cleaned up. Go ahead and put your cap on. This one does like a gas cap thing. Click, 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 click. Some of them don't. Some of them just snug up. Again, just snug. You don't have to freaking Hercules murder that thing on there. They're plastic oil caps. They just thread on there. And I like to save mine. I like to save my oil jugs so I can put my used oil in it and take it back to places that take used oil. So I will fill this back up, mark it with a marker so you don't end up being like, oh, I got oil in the garage, I can do my oil change, and then you put black, nasty, old oil in your car. Granted, I don't think it'll hurt anything, actually. So, one of the things I came across here, you know what, since we're here, let's pull that dipstick one more time. I wonder, since we shut it off, oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's still just a little low, but it came up some. I'm happy with that. You don't have to be right on the full mark. And the next time I wash the car, I'll probably pop the hood and give this a good hose down in here because it's looking kind of nasty and we're getting ready to go into winter time, so I ought to get some of this dust and bugs and stuff out of here. But I'm going to write over here where I got the oil weights and stuff. I'm gonna write the part number for my oil filter. So if it's just your daily driver and it's not something that you're using any kind of really expensive, this is not a bad filter. I mean, you can do your own research, you can do whatever. Supertechs are pretty good filter, and Supertech is a pretty good oil. If you don't trust me, you can do your own research and put whatever you want in there. That's all personal preference, but in the research that I've done, I've come to think, you know, I've seen some tests and stuff on the Supertech filters and the Supertech oil, so Alright, so that way, next time I'm in here, I just glance at it and be like, oh yeah, that's the oil filter I need. I need a 17mm wrench, and I'm done. Don't forget your rags. I've done that before. It's always nice to just wipe things down. Like I said, I'm gonna probably power wash this next time I wash the car, but it doesn't hurt to give them a good wipe down. Alright, so that's my video on changing the oil, and hope you guys found this helpful. Like I said, this car's pretty basic. I will add, if you have a Kia Sorento like this one, there is a cover from the factory. This car's had it removed. I don't know, it's removed a few years ago. I bought the car for my dad. I think it got removed at some point, he told me, and we just never put it back on. It's just a plastic cover that's under there, and it takes like 15 or 17 little screws to hold it in, but it blocks you from being able to change the oil. And I like the fact that the cover's gone, because then I don't have to put the car on ramps or anything. I can just lay under the front bumper, change the oil. It's not hard, it doesn't take much time. And like I said, the cover's plastic. It's not protecting the car from, you know, damaging the oil filter or the oil pan or anything like that. You know, so there's no, it might help with aerodynamics, maybe, I don't know, but I hope car manufacturers would actually take a hint, and, you know, if they're gonna put a big panel like that, give you a cutout, give you a door, give you some sort of access that makes it easier to maintenance your vehicle. But a lot of these newer cars aren't made to be maintained yourself, and so we just got to figure out ways to do it. But yeah, anyway, this is pretty basic oil change, and I hope this encourages you guys to try to do oil changes on your own vehicle. Even if you don't have a Kia Sorento, it should be pretty similar, pretty straightforward. Oil filters on some vehicles are a pain to get at, but quick Google search will tell you where your oil filter is located, and then you can decide if it's worth it to you to try and change your own oil. Drain plug's pretty easy to find. Make sure you're on the oil drain plug and not draining your transmission or front axle if you have a vehicle that has something like that. You know, so make sure you kind of know what you're looking for, but a quick Google search should be able to show you exactly where your drain plug and your oil filter are located. Same for just about anything. You know, if you don't know where your air filter is or how to find it, Google. But anyway, hopefully this inspired you guys to want to do some of your own maintenance and work on your own vehicles, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great day, and like, comment, and subscribe. Boner out.